Yeah, yeah, we are. Okay, I think we have resolved the issue. Please tell us where you are joining from. Please tell us where you are joining from. Tell us where you are joining from. Please tell us where you are joining from. I think we have resolved the issue. Tell us where you are joining from, and we will start the discussion. Very, very important today because we want to discuss issues pertaining to Onitsha. I do believe that all of you will really enjoy this. I do believe that most of you will enjoy our discussion because that's very, very important. Tell us where you are joining us from, and we will continue, carry on from there. Thank you for joining us. I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. And I do appreciate all of you for turning up for this epic discussion about Onitsha, because all of us love Onitsha, and we want to make it the best. So that's why all your opinion is very, very valid. All your opinion is very, very valid and is appreciated So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone, and join us on this discussion. Join us on this discussion. Join us. We are still waiting for some few people. Once they join us, I know that because we'll have some technical problem. So that's why we have to log out and come in again. So please rejoin wherever you are and follow us. We are here. We're going to be talking about Onitsha. We are going to be talking about Onitsha. So we're going to be talking about Onitsha. So it's to contribute our own quota to making Onitsha the best. It's very, very important. It's very, very important for all of us to join on and contribute our own quota. So we are still waiting for the people to join. And once the people join in, we will start up our discussion. So we are still waiting. Once the people join in, and we'll start up the discussion. So we will not and if you join in, please tell us where you are joining from. And do you know Onitsha, Nigeria? So Onitsha. I welcome you. I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. Remember that you need to like this so that this will go viral, because as you like it, it will help to push up this. That's why we encourage all of you to like this. And once you like it, it will help this to go viral. So from everywhere you are joining, please like this, and so that we can continue and share to your friends. We are discussing about the changing face of Onitsha, Nigeria. Onitsha is a city in Anambra State, Eastern Nigeria, and in Nigeria, West Africa. And Onitsha was founded over 100 years ago. And it's been growing speedily since then. But in this modern time, Onitsha has taken one step forward and two steps backwards because of the challenges involved in government not actually helping this city. The neglect by the state, federal government in this city. So this has actually contributed to many of the challenges that have been happening. So that's why the city, instead of progressing, has not actually progressed as it's supposed to be. So that has actually contributed to the underdevelopment of this city that had made it not to be actually being the top or one of the top in the world. So, but we are here to do justice to this great city of Onitsha. Because if we can succeed in doing justice to it, I do believe that Onitsha will take its place, and he will be able to, the Anambra State Governor, the erudite professor of economics, Professor Charles Chukwuma, always say that Onitsha will rise again. That Onitsha died and was resurrecting somewhere, but he believed that Onitsha will rise again. Although he said these things, but a lot has not been done to make it to come into reality. That's why we are here to not only support, but also to push the vision of Onitsha rising with this discussion that I titled The Changing the Face of Onitsha, Nigeria. Changing the face of Onitsha, Nigeria. You will agree with me that every city needs to change and change positively. Some cities change negatively. Some cities change positively. But you will agree with me also that we want Onitsha to change from the negative to the positive. And we will be discussing a lot of things that need this changing touch. So in leisure, environment, security, job creation, industries, educational facilities, health facilities, public water system, etc., etc. So these are areas that the Onitsha need to change, and change very, very quickly. So because if he is going to make a mark in the committee of cities in the world, great cities, it means that is something urgent need to be done in order to bring it in alignment to be a modern city. So we are going to be focusing our thoughts on how this thing can be changed. At the moment, the negatives are the housing. On the housing area, you can see how illegal structures and some of the buildings looks archaic and without proper color coding. That's the negatives. And the roofing is rusted, and some of them are falling apart. In educational sector, you can see some of those schools are a bit dilapidated and overpopulated, and not having enough school that will cater for this great city. And you know that Demo Africa said that Onitsha population was over 8.5 million people. That was done 5 to 6 years ago. But you know, now we are in 2024. That's so we look at the markets. The markets look archaic. There are a lot of reformations that need to be done in the shopping arenas, the markets, open markets, some of them, like the main market, one of the biggest markets in Africa, ochanja market, relief markets, even the Abada market that they recently constructed near the First Niger Bridge, look an eyesore. So these are things that are negative. On the roads are not better, because some of the roads are very narrow. Majority of the roads are very narrow, and a lot has issue with potholes. A lot need expansion, need dualization, and a lot has not even been touched at all. So that's the negative. So you look at also the public water system. At the moment, Onitsha lack a good functional public water system. So Onitsha totally like that. And this is a major cause for concern to everybody that love this Onitsha city. So it has to be done to get things up and running. So because without proper public clean water supply, the huge population will be endangered, because they will be consuming polluted and untreated water. So that's the negative. Another one is the environment. I could remember some time ago, I made a video where I discussed that some foreigners look at the Onitsha environment. They were saying that it seems there's no government in Onitsha. So a lot of them think that there is no government in Onitsha. But when we told them that there's a governor, there is, government, they said, but from what they are, what they have seen, that there's no government because the environment doesn't look something organized. It look scattered and it look untidy. So that's what the field look at the roads, tunnels, dirty roads, open drainages, and many others. Lack of greenery, lack of trees, and you can see erosion and a lot of things causing, and the waste management is very, very. So that's on the environment, and that's some of the negative on the environment. So we are now dealing with security. Onitsha, as you know, if proper government attention is deployed in Onitsha, Onitsha will be one of the most secure places in the world. The reason is because it's not a huge city in landmass. Although Onitsha is made up of almost 5 to 6 local governments of Oyi, Obaru, Onitsha North, Onitsha South, and Idemili South. Idemili North and Idemili South, part of it. So, but the government has actually neglected this city. You are on your own, you can do your own thing. The Nigerian police, is very, very incapable and ineffective because it's run from Abuja. The inspector general doesn't even know what's happening. Policing should be local, but everything in Nigeria is done in the opposite way. So, so that's what has happened. So that's the negative. So that's why there's challenges in security, which people has been talking about, but it seems that the government has not actually waking up on that front. Although they're saying we will, but nobody knows when they will eventually do something there. It shouldn't be a rocket science for them, and that has been a major issue. So now we are looking at the negative on all those some outlined points. So changing the face of Onitsha. Changing the face of Onitsha. That's the discussion. So that's what we want everybody to contribute to, because that's what we are here for, to change or to help to change the face of Onitsha. So it's very, very important, and we are still waiting for people to join in. I don't know, because of interruption, the technical malfunction. I think that's why we lose a lot of people that joined in earlier on. We are trying to get them back, but we are trying to get them back. So I want, if the people are joining, I want them to contribute on how to change the face of Onitsha. On how to change the face of Onitsha. So let us put housing, modern houses, estates, planning on estates, modern estates, regeneration of existing houses, having a roof patterns, and a lot of other things. So that's what housing actually require in Onitsha. If we look at Onitsha, Onitsha has a lot of multi-story houses. I think you have up to 6 to 7 stories in Onitsha. Onitsha has more story building than any place in Nigeria. So, but the issue is not the number. The issue is maintenance and also orderliness. So the structures of this building and the positioning of this building and the deployment of color coding. Because the government has not existed in Onitsha for a long time. People hear about the governors and all those people on the radio station and television, an occasional visit by the governors and all those things. And sometimes, most of the time, is in revenue collection. That's where they hear about government. But in real practical, day-to-day organization in this city is purely lacking. It's purely lacking. Recently, the governor of Anambra State said they are starting color coding, which they advertise. They call it Ka Anambra Chake. So they make a lot of noise. People were saying, oh, maybe they are serious about that. But after some few months, everything died down and the color coding has died off. Nobody knows if they are going to continue on that again. But Onitsha, if we look at Fege, supposing the government of Anambra State bringing color coding, Fege will be so beautiful and the rest of Onitsha. And all some of those roofing patterns, like the dilapidated roofs, especially zinc they have used over the years, should be replaced with aluminum or coated aluminum roofing. So with the same pattern or similar pattern of roofing. So the government should implement these things, because by implementing it, it will help to give that city a beautiful outlook. Because every city is known for orderliness and pattern of building. So the government has to see to the reorganization of those buildings by deploying color coding. So Fege will be like a sample, and they will use it to extend to other areas in the Onitsha. So if they can do these things, no city, I bet you, in Nigeria will be better than Onitsha. That's why it's important for government to be on the streets, not in government houses, not in the offices, not in the radio stations. So that's why you need an environmental or a housing commissioner who will actually be on the streets, not forcefully, or forcing people to do these things, but not in agreement, in partnership with them. And also giving incentive that this is what the government want to do, that by this time, 6 months, 7 months, we are bringing color coding for this Fege area, the whole of Onitsha. Brown, blue, brown, or white. So everybody will now get the message, and they will start, all the landlord association and tenants and investors and all the inhabitants of Onitsha, all of them will all join. They will all join in this because they want the city to be better. And for those landlords and investors on the real estate, they want something that will add value to their properties. If you tell somebody that his property is worth 10 million now, and after doing these things in 6 months, his property will be worth something like 40 to 50 million, he will actually buy into that idea, and he will be fast in implementing this, and he will be supportive of the government. So that's why we are talking about that the government has to get the people involved, get the landlords and tenants and all the indigenes of Onitsha involved in this thing. By using this color coding, it can change the face of Onitsha for good. If you are coming maybe on the air, you are with the aeroplane flying at the moment in Onitsha, you see a lot of houses, but a lot of the roofs are not good. A lot of the roofs are not good. So they color coding, this person will paint red, the other person, the neighbor will paint green, the other person will paint red. No, that's not how you run a city. There should be a continue on that. They shouldn't be, it shouldn't be this. I think the network, I don't know what's happening to the network. So, do this thing. I bet you if people are flying on the plane and they can be passing through Onitsha, they will look at Onitsha and say, oh, what a glorious city. They will be shouting on top of their voices, oh, this city is so beautiful. Because they will be looking at the roof pattern, they will be looking at the color pattern, the patterns of the building and all those things. They will all be very, very happy about it. They will be saying, oh, this city is wonderful. So that's why we are advocating for this. That's why we are advocating for this, that in changing the face of accommodated buildings must be refurbished, or the government can make it a way that is, the owners has to sell off to those that are ready to change the face of Onitsha. So another thing is to change the face of Onitsha. The markets has to be remodeled. Recently, you heard about the Professor Chukwuma Soludo talking about Onitsha main market. The Onitsha main market is to be remodeled. Onitsha main market has been in existence for donkey years. And if you go there, it has become an eyesore. It has become something of you don't wish for any modern city. Successive government has been, apportioning every area in the market, building up every area, no car park, nothing, no space, nothing at all. And the old building has been in a very bad state. So Quen Soludo was saying that a lot of us were very, very happy, but they think that is still talking about it. Nobody knows when this thing will come to pass. Because if it was in Abia State, Alex Oti said that the next month you see him in action. You see everything coming up. Although Soludo said they are still drawing the master plan. Remember, it's not the first time Soludo said this. 2020, I could remember when Soludo launched his gubernatorial campaign by Taiwan vision, because he said that main market into a high-rise, like a shopping mall market, similar to Dubai, that it will be like 4 levels or more, and it will be enclosed. When you come in there, 24-hour electricity, so you feel the environment. So people are so happy and saying that Soludo has to take over. But unfortunately, he was not able to get in. Nigerian thing happened to him. But now he's the governor, but it's been taking a long time that he has not actually come up with all those promises. So he keep on making one promise to the other. So most of the markets in Onitsha are not something to write home about. Are we going to talk about Ochanja market? Are we going to talk about the relief? Sorry. Are we going to, let me drink water. I think I'm having a dryness, dry throat. Water is life, so that we can continue. Are we going to talk about Ochanja market? you can see the eyesore in Ochanja. When I was growing up in Onitsha, when Jim Pat lived, I think Jim Pat, I don't know if he's still alive, but he built Ochanja Market. I wasn't that keen on that design of market, building market like that. But not actually built very well, because you look at the standard, it's like they were keen to make money quick. The stores are very small, and if you go there now, you can see the roofing. Some of them, the iron rods are coming out. Everywhere was in a cake, and it's organized. So meaning that to change the face of Onitsha, the whole of that map need to be pulled down. But how will you do that? It should come in phases. That place is a gold mine. If a person with vision and mission and with passion come in there. So how will you do this? Basically, you have to look at the shopping mall. You have to build that area as like a big shopping mall. It can be up to 4 to 5 story level, but it must also be enclosed. So it must be a great tourist attraction area as well. So you will have space for warehousing underground or multi-level car parks, underground car parks or warehousing facilities. You have the area for toiletries. You have bank office spaces. You have toilet, toilet area where you build toilets and other things. You have also green area in it. You have areas that people can just wine and dine inside of it. You have a wild factor. Like in UK, you have the Westfield. If you go to Westfield, immediately you get in there, even if you don't want to spend money, you are forced to spend money. So you build it in a way that everywhere is tied up, interlocked. The pathway will be very, very wide. You will have a special this thing that people don't need to be driving around like that. They just go in the car park and come and enjoy the place. You might have a special vehicle that take people round about in there. Everywhere will be very, very neat with lift and other things. So when you come in there, you feel relaxed. You can come in there shopping from morning till evening. Very peaceful. You have green spaces. You have everything you want. No hawking in the market like what you are seeing in the orchard at the moment, where everywhere is so muddy. The floors are very, very bad. You saw the audio, very, very dirty. It's not appetizing at all. It's not even encouraging at all. So this is not what Onitsha need. Onitsha need what we are talking about, a market that you can come in, will be like a Dubai shopping mall. You see how the terminal buildings are in airports. So build something like that with ties inside the markets, interlock in the roads, walkways with loads of trees. Like Ochanja alone might have thousands of trees planted in that place. So to make it so much friendly and make it eco-friendly, and also it will also help to generate a lot of oxygen, because the people need to breathe. Around Ochanja at the moment, people sometimes, nobody is responsible for they are responsible for their own problem, because it is very, very important to have trees. Those lack of oxygen creates them. So changing the face of Onitsha is very, very important for us to look into this and deal with it good. And you don't need to have generating set everywhere, noise everywhere, megaphones, people yelling at the top of their voice. Serene place, very business friendly. Story high, enclosed. You now have solar panel, they have their independent power. So you come in there, you don't need to have your generating sets and all those things into the market electric supply. And also you have free Wi-Fi, you have internet connections, everything in the market. These are modern business area. That's how it should be. So that's how the markets should be in Onitsha. If we are going to change the face of Onitsha to make it a modern place. We are not even talking about, look at the relief market, look at the Abada market, you look at all those markets, a lot of them are not fit for purpose. And these are dent to the governor and government of Anambra State. Because whoever that sees Charles Chukwuma Soludo and saw how he's a professor of economics and all those things, and they go to those markets in Onitsha and they look at that, they will be, a foreigner will be thinking that, how come this type of market you allow these things to be? Why can't this be modernized and make it better? Because those people might visit the governor's lodge or visit the house of the governor or the commissioners and see how they put their house in order. And they look at those markets and said, oh, what a shit. What a mess. How come you leave this thing to be like this? So, if you are joining us, please, I need your contribution also. I don't know, because of the technical issue, we lost a lot of people when we cut off and rejoin again. Please, if you are joining us, I need your own ideas so that we can continue. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Let me take, I don't know, I'm having the dryness. But we will continue. We are here. Onitsha must be the livable city. Onitsha gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha do gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha do gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha do gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha do gadima, Onitsha do gadima, ogadima ogenine. Onitsha will look good, you will look good the time. Onitsha will be better, it will be better all the time. Onitsha do will look good, it will be better all the time. Onitsha will look good, it will be better all the time. So that's what we are talking about. That's the song we are singing. That Onitsha will look good and you'll be better all the time. Onitsha will look good and you will be better all the time. Look at security. Security. Recently, you saw Professor Chukwuma Soludo visiting Onitsha, Ochanja area. And you know, there is the issue of markets and businesses not opening in Onitsha, in Anambra State or Eastern Nigeria because of sit at home. Some people declared that has actually destroyed the economy and caused the population of the East. I think the network is having issue. I think, I don't know what's 2.5 months ago, 2 years and a half months ago, promised to do the same thing. And I could remember talking with some of the market leaders and market groups. A lot of them said that they had a meeting with the government of Anambra State on the way forward, how to bring in security and Onitsha, so that the patterns and those people that are causing these anti-business forces in Onitsha stop business activities on Mondays. That they all agree with Soludo, and they went home thinking that the government would do their own part. So a lot of them saw that the government was not serious, and the government went to bed. And those people keep on phoning them and intimidating them, and that's why they are fearful of themselves, fearful of their lives and properties, and that's why they are not coming. That if the government can do what a government should be doing, governing by, providing security, because the security, although it's everybody's business, but the government should always be leading from the front. So now the Soludo is talking about it and saying, oh, next Monday, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people are saying, is that the same old mantra? Or is that because election is coming again? That, sorry, I think the network is having issue again. I think it's back now. So they are waiting to sit at home. Nobody can actually stop the government, because government is for the people and by the people and for the people. So that's what to be doing their business. You can open your business, it's not majority. So meaning that the government should not have allowed that. The government should be on the side of the majority. But why the government is blaming the people is the people are not doing their own part. That's where the problem. So starting from Monday, what Soludo need to do is this. Every Monday, your commissioners, the governor, the commissioners, the deputy governor, all the House of Assembly members, all of them, they will divide themselves. They will be shopping in all the markets in Onitsha. I'm not talking about Onitsha. I'm not talking about the whole of the state yet, because we are discussing about changing the face of Onitsha, and now we're talking about security. So some will be going to main market, some will be going to Abada market or Ochanja relief market, Ose Okwodo, Mbuka Obosi, Mbuka Amazu, Mbuka Mbo, Mbuka New Pass, Mbo, international market in Ogidi, electrical market and electronics market, both in Onitsha and Bosi. So they will all go in there. The vigilantes will have to be mobilized, not just on Monday, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So enough police will be on the streets, patrolling the streets, and the government has to provide money for information about the riffraffs and hooligans that are harassing people. If you know them, we'll give you this amount of money so that we go and pick them. So now, that's how everybody will have confidence, because when they see the governor going from one shop, shopping and all those things, seeing the commissioners, seeing a lot of people, the confidence will come back again. It's easy to destroy a house you have spent millions and spent even years to build in one day. So when those people were doing this thing, trying to do these things, some of them, I spoke to them and said, let me explain to you that this thing you are doing is you are going to inflict more damage to yourself. You are not helping anybody. So, but that's not what we are discussing here. We are talking about security, changing the face of Onitsha. How we can do that by providing security. So now, the security of Onitsha, it will not be a rocket science to provide a watertight security in Onitsha. because it's for the advantage of the city dwellers, the government, and a lot. It is a challenge, but it's not something that's impossible for a government that is determined to do. So how can you do these things? First of all, the government recently employed 8,000 teachers. The government should also look at Onitsha, the greater Onitsha region. How many security do we need? The vigilantes, because the vigilantes tend to do better job than the police. Nigerian police, their structure is not really way of policing, because Nigerian police is a police force, not a police service. So they don't actually give service. When you go to them, they tell you to bring money, bring this. So most of the time they're on the street, collecting bribes, taking money from people. So because it's not a service, it's a police force. Modern policing is about service. They don't live in barracks, they live with the people. So they interact with the people, they know everybody, and the police is done locally. So that's why the vigilante, the Anambra State Vigilante Service, need to be modernized and equipped. So now, if Onitsha need 10,000 police vigilante, why not deploy 10,000? We can go, because security is a huge industry that you win so much from it. So you go and borrow money, a loan that can be repaid if you don't have the money to get those people employed. You now buy equipment, buy everything needed, CCTV cameras, drones, everything that they needed, because you know that you are trying to build a great city. So you go to Dubai, you see all those things. So they have walkie-talkie, they have a cellular system, they have organized structure. So you now make sure that the whole roads are covered by CCTV cameras. And every house will be mandated to have a CCTV camera on it. So now the government will now set up a control room. So you can divide Onitsha different areas. The markets will have their control room, like business districts. Their own will be separate. Those bus terminals like Lagos Park or anywhere you side bus hub, transport hub, will have its own control rooms. So many of these schools will have their control rooms, but also estates will now have their own control room. But you now have a mega control room that controls the major roads in Onitsha. So if it's like you have like between 10 to 15 major roads in Onitsha, so there must be a control room that the CCTV will be watching the place. So the government also will have to stop people sleeping in bus terminals or bus parks, all those things. Nobody should be allowed to be making his home there. So people that are working there must have identity. So now you had all those things. Onitsha is covered with CCTV cameras and all those things. And you make sure there's no dark spots on it. Because having a dark spot in Onitsha encourage the hoodlums. They like to hide on the cover of darkness. So once you have street lighting, may I suggest every street must have street lights. And every house must have between 2 to 4 solar lighting. I must say here that as the house have 4 corners, let every corner of the house have 1 solar panel, solar street light. So everywhere is lighting up. So the government will work in partnership with the landlords, tenants, and indigenes to make sure that Onitsha There is no dark corner. Everywhere is lighting up in the night. So now, with the you can deploy so much of this security if you have 3,000 during the day, because we are trying to create a nightlife. You can double the people walking in the night. You see them everywhere in the night. So people start coming out. As they start coming out, the business atmosphere in Onitsha will change. It will be now a modern city. People will now even leave their doors open. They are not fearing of on the unknown, because they know that the security in that place is tight. And the government will actually bring some percentage of this money in information gathering, paying people that will spy on those people. That if you know anybody that is planning something or you have a dubious character, just call this number and we deal with it. And the people start having confidence with the government, that the government is working with them and the government is on their side. You can see that a lot of changes will come in Onitsha immediately. You will see the impact. So these people that take Mpulummili, so their hideouts and the places they are selling it, the government has to clear those areas. And there will be a positive action on those properties and residences where these things are sold. If you are caught, you have to pay dearly for that. So this will actually clean up Onitsha. So nobody will be allowed to be setting up all those illegal structures that harbor criminals. So brothels should be looked into, the activities going on there. So any non-registered hotel or brothels should be closed down immediately. So that's how you secure a place. There are a lot of other areas that you can actually do. You need undercover. They are more, you will not identify them. Some of them you see them, some you don't see. Majority of them you don't know who is who. So they have intelligent officers gathering intelligence, both through the CCTV camera, through their assimilation with the people. So it's very important to secure Onitsha, because that's how you can change the face of Onitsha. Once the perception that this city is secure, people and investors will be flooding in there, and businesses will be moving, because how you know a city that is secure is, can people move freely in the night? Are people fearful of their lives? Like in Onitsha, people know already the hotspots where these criminals do their business. Most of the time they talk about OP worker. So, and over the years, the government knows these things are happening. They talk about toll gate area, more Old Road, more after the new pass, Tazan area, Nkwele Junction. Everybody knows that these areas are a nightmare. Only the government, because the governments are not on the street, interested in collecting revenue. Actually build the economy by securing the place. So Owerri Road, the flashpoints, Okpoko area, Oboduku area, near the head bridge, these are known hideouts, sometimes inland town. You know, so these are areas in Obosi bypass. That area are the areas known over the years. Even a little boy knows that those are flash areas. And these are places these people hide under the cover of darkness to waylay and to stop people. That's why over the years, people were saying, oh, I don't like to stop in Onitsha, especially if it's 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. So, but you can reverse this. Soludo, government of Anambra State, you can actually reverse this negative perception of Onitsha. Because security is about perception. If people think they can be robbed, they can be harmed, they are afraid to come out. They are afraid to move out. And you know, if they cannot come out more in the street, move around, the businesses there will suffer. The person selling banana will not be able to sell. The person selling oranges will not be able to sell. The investor that build hotels for people to come, beer parlors, they cannot work because nobody is coming out. They are fearful that. So why is very, very important. If we are going to change the face of our nature, security will be number one. What I mean security is not the one you are announcing on the radio. I will. It's something people will feel and touch. It's not the one you say is setting up roadblocks everywhere, causing nightmare. Like what is happening on the road. The Navy will block everywhere. The Army will block everywhere. They are there collecting money, causing traffic holdups. Sometimes after that place, you near Amanato, some people will be there robbing people, and these people doesn't even bother because they are, on their checkpoint. They're not touching anybody. They're just collecting their money. So that's what we need: a workable solution, a modern thing that is modern. If they don't know how to do it, let them go to Dubai, let them go to these modern cities and see how things work. They should have a rapid intervention unit. Although somebody said to me that his car break down around 9-10 o'clock along in Onitsha. He was coming back from Imo State. And he was surprised that the vigilantes came out and saw him. He wasn't sure. He said they are called Anambra State Central Vigilante. So he was shocked because he said he's living in Onitsha. He doesn't know this type of thing is operational. You see? And they helped him to get his car going again. That even when he was talking with them, more were passing by. So he was surprised that he's living in Onitsha. He wasn't aware of this. You see, that's what we are talking about. Because people are not aware of that, they are scared. And because they don't see those things, they don't know it's happening. So the criminals continue, the fear also continues. So the government should make it clear, even telling the criminals like how it's done in modern cities. If there is high security here, don't rob in this place. Don't come in this place. If you're a criminal, you'll be caught. So the message is sent to the criminals. They know that they are being watched. So they won't come there. They will all run away. So, and the people will also know that they are secure. So those places that they have not secured, yes, they will put a sign telling people that robbers operate in this place, but we are going to deal with it. So that's how you create alertness. And any place you saw that you have to go and secure the place so that it never happen again. You saw what happened at Alo Nobi, border between Alo Nobi. Every time people are being taken there, even Uke. Ojoto Sokuke, Umu Oji. People are being taken there, but the government has not known, the government has not feeling fit to deal with it. Sometimes near Obosi bypass and all those things towards Oba, things happening. But the government has not actually, although it has reduced down, but these are things that we need a government to be proactive on. So to change the face of Onitsha, security must be number one. Not the type of security we are seeing at the moment, proper security. I know in Nigeria, government doesn't secure life and property. They don't think it's very important, especially since APC get into power. But Onitsha, to change the face of Onitsha, you must have a workable security. That's why we're spending time on talking about security. Security for a city, very important, because you can't have tourists, you can't have investors, the economy of that city will not grow. There's no way, because those masquerading hoodlums, they cause a lot of damage to the economy of any city. They destroy nightlife. People don't need to be sleeping 8 o'clock in Onitsha. They need to go freely, enjoy themselves. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Onitsha should have places you have 24-hour economy, 24-hour nightlife, where some businesses are done in the night. You have night markets, you have night facilities, because things has to be working. Because the hospitals, some of them are, most of them are 24 hours. They shouldn't be closing in the night, because if you provide security, people are free. Think about that. There are issue. Sorry, I'm having a dry throat again. Water is life. So we continue. There are incidences in Onitsha where a pregnant woman was having the time, the pregnancy was about to come. But where they are living, there is difficult to come out. They are so scared. You know, every of the people they call to, oh, can you drive me to the hospital? Before they get the person that take them that night, the lady has already delivered. So that is a sad issue. Supposing if there was a complication of the baby and the mother, you know, we might lose them. So this has been the story most of the time. So you must assure the people living in Nkwele that they can come out in the night. If somebody is sick in the night, he can easily come out and go to the hospital. A person want to move out in the night, he want to travel around the city, want to go around, can come out easily. If somebody want to buy something in the night, he can come out. Somebody living in 33 Apaka, in Obosi, Mpopa layout, Ubolo. People living in Okpoko, they should have the freedom to go in the night, to come out in the night and do whatever they want to. The criminals should not be the landlords. They should not be having everywhere, controlling the place. So the government should not allow that to happen. And the people should not allow that also. So that's why the government need to help the people to make sure that this doesn't happen. Because if it happens in a city, the city is in a danger. So that's what we are discussing here in the discussion about changing the face of Onitsha. Very, very important, because if you don't do that, there is no way the city will change. There is no way Onitsha will change. And bet me that all of us want Onitsha to change. Because Onitsha demma or del monagi. So if the city is is okay, the revenue will be huge. The government can actually be making over 200 or 300 billion from Onitsha alone. I'm talking about just a peanuts. So it can be done. And massive businesses, massive companies, so many things will come into Onitsha. So we are going to move into roads in Onitsha. We'll talk about major roads. We're talking about it in one of the videos, but we'll touch on it before we talk about the street roads. How the government can actually, in partnership, construct all the roads in Onitsha within a year or a year and a half or 2 years. So first of all, the government has to look at this problem of Anambra State, problem of Onitsha, issue of narrow roads. A lot of the roads are very narrow. And that's why there are a lot of incidents of accidents, incidences of traffic jams, and lots of things. So now the government has to look into expansion of those major roads. If you have 10 major roads in Onitsha, those that are 2 lanes should be upgraded to 4, 6 lanes. Let the standard be the major roads should be at least 6 lanes. If it cannot be 6 lanes, it must be. And what I mean 2 lane. When you say 4 lane, enough that you have a lay-by, you have spaces for bus stops and other things. So in every junction that you have space, so that if a car is moving left into another junction, another street, it doesn't need to block the traffic. That's why we are looking at some of the construction, especially the super highway. They say they call super highway in Ekulobia to Ga and other area. You look at it, it's very, very narrow to be called a super highway, because the fact is that it's very narrow, in spite that they are saying they are dualizing the place. So we must set example, we must set a standard in Onitsha. What type of road? Why are we constructing this road? Why are we expanding this city? Why are we expanding the major streets? If we expand it today, in 2-3 years, can we start having the same problem? So that's why the standard should be 6 lane. That's 3 lane in each side. If you can expand it, you can actually build some of them to be 4 lane, 10 lane, 8 lanes. That's 4 each side. But the standard should be now 6 lane. That's 3 in either side of it. So the government should borrow money and do most of those roads, because you are looking at expanding the economy. And for you to expand the economy, you need to do something that can easily change the narrative. And this will bring a lot of money into the economy. The government coffers will just be overflowing with cash. So if people cannot move around freely in any city, that city is completely dead. So for us to change the face of Onitsha, the major roads has to be dealt with. It must be very, very calculated action. So we can't say we don't have the money for it. We must do it, because we can get the money from increased value and activities, and also taxation. So now let me look at the roads, the street roads. If you look at 80 to 85% of street roads in Onitsha is not tarred. Some of them has not been tarred since they were created. The government has left the estates, people developing layout, to develop layout without tarred roads or interlock roads or concrete roads. And this is a big eyesore. And this has put a lot of burden on the few existing major roads, because everybody wants to go through the tarred roads. So instead of moving into the streets, and this has also created urban poverty in Onitsha. That's one of the negative sides. That many of these streets, businesses there, nobody goes there because you cannot drive into those areas. And it also created a security risk. Because of the nature of those areas, the insecurity were endemic on those areas. So now the government has to look at partnership, that every street, every inner street in Onitsha, that within 1 year to 2 years, all the streets must be done. Interlocked, concrete cementing, concrete pavement system, or tile asphalted roads. This can be done in combination with or partnership with landlords, tenants, investors, many. The government can actually, through the Anambra State Small Business Association, set up infrastructural bank that will give money to tenants, estate agents to build their roads. The tenants and the landlords will contribute money, because most of them contribute money every December to celebrate, do big parties. They contribute money to build churches. Why And once they build it with cement and stone, for next 20 years, they might not go back there. And the value to their property and will be so great. If you build your street road, all the properties there, the houses there, if they are worth 10 million or 20 million, if each of them worth 10 million or 20 million, after that investment of maybe you put in like 5 million on each plot to build the roads, I'm telling you, you will be smiling to the bank because the property will now worth like additional 10 or 20 million on it. So as a landlord, as a tenant, because I'm not only speaking to the government of Anambra State, I'm also speaking to the landlords and tenants. Let us do something because you want your property to appreciate. Why people are saying, oh, houses in Onitsha take time to appreciate is because of lack of investment. We just build huge houses without the basic infrastructure. Roads is one of the major infrastructure in any given city, not just in Nigeria. In other areas where you have government leading from the front, you cannot just start building estates or layout without building roads. So you can't do that. Or you start selling land like people are. So you can't do that. You put in the infrastructure first before building any structure. That's what it should be. So that's why we are encouraging the government, the people, the landlords, the tenants, the investors, the indigenes. We want to make Onitsha to change. We want to change the face of Onitsha. We want to build all the street roads. I've done vlogs upon vlogs. I'll keep on hammering on this until something is done. How this thing can be done. I've given 4 to 5 examples, the easy ways how we can achieve this. Because people keep on asking me, how can it be achieved? Do you think it is workable? I said to them, it can be worked. We can work. This is the ways. This is the ways we can do it. We must do it. It's very important for us to know. The government also can, give out something that entices the people. And also they can make it as instrument of law. That is a must. And part of regeneration plan. You hear about Urban Regeneration Council. Those organizations look nice, but in practice, they are not on the ground. They are in big offices, having huge ego and all those things. But these are revolutionary ways of changing the narrative. And with a timeline. Remember, what we are talking here is something that has to be done with a timeline. It's not something that you can say, oh, go and do it. An ending thing. No, it must be with a timeline. If the government has a plan, it will say, okay, within 1 year or 2, that this is what is going to happen. We are providing the fund for that. Is part of the way to regenerate this city. We want to make this city, this state, to be a modern city. We are regenerating it. We are renewing it. We are bringing it to life. So that's what you expect a serious government should be doing. A government full of vision, or visionary government, or revolutionary government. That's what we should be doing. So that's how you change a place. So Onitsha can be changed through that way. We'll be doing more vlogs on that, and that will be actually bringing in ideas how we can. So issue of environment. Environment is one of the places that the government have been failing. And that's one of the area that if you can get Onitsha environment right, you'll be seeing Nocha, no Igbo. You'll be seeing Americans, seeing Japanese, seeing Chinese, seeing English people landing there. They will be coming there comfortably to live. Investors will be flooding in the place. They'll be going around enjoying the nature. Because whether you believe it or not, we have a blessing, good environment, good weather in Nigeria. So Onitsha have a tropical rainforest climate, which a lot of people would like to go there. So it has rainy season, and most of the whole is very warm the whole year. So which is will be attracting millions of people into it. So for you to do that, you need to tidy up the environment. You need to tidy up the environment. Waste management. Waste management. It must be door to door, picking in the waste from door to door. The government can make huge amount of money from this. It can also save the people from infection and diseases. The government also can encourage or make a law of tree planting. Each house must have at least 4 to 5 trees planted. And all the streets must be lined up with trees. So the government will create greeneries, will create water reservoirs where the water, instead of just depending on building only, they should build artificial lakes, artificial ponds. They should also build a lot of things that will make the environment conducive, make it cooler, even when it's very, very hot. So they should make sure that illegal structures are not allowed. That any house that allowed illegal structure will be dealt with. Will really, really be dealt with. So I think somebody, you are welcome to this discussion. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? I just want to recognize you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. We are discussing about changing the face of Onitsha. Changing the face of Onitsha, Nigeria. Onitsha is in Nigeria, Anambra State, Eastern Nigeria. So thank you. Hi over there. Thank you. What do you think? How do you think Onitsha can be changed? We'll be talking almost, going to almost an hour. We've been talking. So, and let me just check what's the time now. Yeah, we've been talking. So we are talking about the environment. We are talking about the environment. So if the government and the people get environment right, I'm telling you, Onitsha will be one of the greatest or most beautiful cities in the world. If we can create green areas, make sure that the whole of these drainages we are building, we close them up. No open drainages. We tidy up the streets. No sand duns on the streets, on the street roads. I'm telling you, would have get the place very, very nice. So it's very, very important for us to deal with this issue with open drainage. It has become a major issue that most of the place, even the government, when they are telling them they say open all of them, make it see drainage. So open drainage is an eyesore in every given city, and the health and safety implication of that. Many times in Onitsha, you heard that people has mistakenly fallen into those drainages. People has broken their ribs, broken they are broken their bones. You know, injuries has happened. People has kicked the bucket because of open drainages. So, and the issue of mosquitoes, so many other things, health hazards. people dumping in a lot of this on those. That's is one of the side effects of having those drainages open. So it's very important for us to deal with it, close the drainages, and have a maintenance team that service those drainages. In modern cities, you have them. In London, in New York, in Dubai, you have them. Once they have a periodic cleaning time, they clean all those drainages. They deal with it. So Onitsha should also have a central sewage facility, so that all these people digging sock away everywhere should not be allowed in Onitsha. It's very expensive. It's not good. It should have a treatment, recycling. So it's very, very important. Very, very important. So that's what we are discussing about. Remember, changing the face of Onitsha. Changing the face of Onitsha. That's what we are discussing about. So I don't know if we'll continue. I don't know if we'll continue or we have a lot to talk. Maybe we'll discuss another one, maybe part 2 of this. We might be talking about the part 2. So for those that joined, sorry for the technical problem we had. It made us to lose a lot of people that joined initially. But we are beginning to do all those things. Sometimes we have some challenges. You can also share this and you can watch and listen to what we have discussed. You can also drop some comments, because this is only part 1, changing the face of Onitsha. We will continue discussing about Onitsha, because we want Onitsha to be best. Onitsha must come back to life. Onitsha must be great again. Onitsha must be one of the best or the best. Onitsha must be a livable city. It must be a final destination, not a departure point. According to Professor Charles Chukwuma Solodo, the executive governor of the state, we must not leave the issue of Onitsha to the government alone. We must do our own part. But the government also must lead from the front, because they have so much capacity. They are the government. The government is the government. They should not just leave the people on their own. You should not make the people to be orphans. So you must be with them. You must lead and they follow you. And Onitsha is a place you need to show leadership, because if you don't, things will not work out. So like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for those that have been backing us, those that have been with us. I'm very, very glad that you always follow us. Remember, this channel is a new channel, but we are moving with speed. And with your support, we will continue to move higher and higher. So thank you once again. I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see in the next one. God bless you. Remember, we'll continue this discussion after this. See you in the next one. Bye.